Home loan programs for your unique situation. Visit novahomeloans.com or call 800-955-9125 to learn more. Not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Rates and available loan programs are subject to change without notice. NMLS 3087, BK 0902429, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Experiencing the Sonoran Desert's natural wonders comes easy at Rock & Kay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rock & Kay. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockandK.com. Designed by nature, built for you. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Broadway in Tucson presents the Rockin' 2023-2024 season featuring 8 blockbuster productions including Disney's Aladdin, The Book of Mormon, Hairspray, and Chicago. Enjoy the Southern Arizona musical premieres of Tina, the Tina Turner Musical, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Time of the Temptations, MJ the Musical, and Mrs. Doubtfire. Secure your choice season tickets today and get the ultimate in flexibility and the lowest prices all season. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your season tickets today.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Pella back out to Love. Love, shovel it back to Love. Larson will off balance there. 10 to shoot now. Over to Love. Squares up for the 3. Good for Caleb Love.
Caleb Love to the rescue in Salt Lake City. 11 of his 19 points came after the end of regulation. He finishes with 19, 10 rebounds, a double-double, points and rebounds for Caleb Love. That's got to be a first this season. And the Arizona Wildcats, who led by 16 points at the half, survive in Salt Lake City to knock off the Utah Utes 105-99. Welcome into the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show. I'm David Kelly. Whoa, I mean, that one was interesting to say the least. Well, they're all interesting with this team on the road. I mean, it takes an opponent who can really knock down three-point shots. At least that's what we've seen for the most part this season in these games away from home, on the road, neutral courts. It takes an opponent who can knock down shots to really have a chance to knock out the Arizona Wildcats. And that's what the Utah Utes did. They hit 9 three-pointers after the intermission to shoot themselves back from a 16-point deficit, led on a number of occasions in that second half. It was tied at 76 at the end of regulation, 82 at the end of the first overtime, 91 at the end of the second overtime. And then the Wildcats went to work in that third extra period, scoring 14, outscoring the Utes 14-8 to get the win, 105-99. We want to hear from you on that one. Numbers to get in on the program tonight. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Our guy, Fred Scheibe in New Jersey, has already checked in. Yeah, yay, Wildcats. 2/10 for Gene's heart. I mean, those are the kind of games. If Gene can outlive a game like that, I think Gene can hang on for anything, because that one almost had my heart going. I just don't understand. The Wildcats won this game. They won this game, but I just don't understand what we're doing in these last-second shot sequences. Apparently, there's no such thing as running a play anymore. It's just like, let's give it to our best guy and let him figure it out on his own. I don't get it. I don't get what's happening there. Can we not run a play? Please, run a play. Script something. Give me something other than Caleb Love or Kylan Boswell trying to create something on their own. I don't get it. Somebody explain that to me. I want a basketball coach to call this program and explain that to me. 520-848-1290. Explain to me why we don't run plays anymore at the end of games. Because I don't get it. Do you get it, JW?
Yes, they couldn't get good looks against the 1-3-1. That's what we were watching. And at the very end, it was just waiting for the shot clock to run out.
Yeah, apparently.
So, I mean, the 1-3-1 did a really good job. That was the story of Utah's, well, two stories. Utah's rebounding, where they had 18 offensive rebounds in regulation. The only reason Utah was even in this game to hit those threes, DK, was because of a lot of long rebounds. But as far as offense late shot clock stuff, what you noticed at the end there is when you do that 1-3-1, Arizona's offense has so many high pick and rolls at the top of the key, and they couldn't run any of those against the 1-3-1. So struggled really moving the ball around the perimeter against that defense.
Yeah, I just... But we won. We won, so I'm going to be happy about that. I'm going to be happy the Wildcats have at least earned a split on this road trip, and now they'll go into Boulder, get a lot of rest, play a lot of extra periods, 15 extra minutes. That's almost an entire extra half tonight.
I got a bigger concern.
Okay.
My concern is not this game. My concern is down the road when you can't find room to put Krivas in for more than 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Or anybody else beyond that. And you're talking about 49 minutes for Caleb Love. I mean, that's all well and good in a triple overtime game in February. And that doesn't fly in the Pac-12 tournament and beyond, right? I mean, it's tough. And again, I understand the reasoning why. And we've heard Coach Lloyd in the last 2 weeks in his press conferences speak directly to that point where he's building a championship team. And he believes that these 7 guys, and sometimes Krivas, give him the best chance. And clearly that's a very experienced front line, a very large front line for Utah. Tough game for Mo Krivas to get in. But looking at these numbers, DK, 49 for Caleb, 48 for Pella, 45 for Keshad, 43 for Keshad, 45 for Umar. The numbers of minutes that these guys played tonight just speaks to the guys who aren't ready to come in and contribute at high levels off that bench. And that's seven players. We've seen Connecticut win national championships with 7 players. Can be done. 6 players even. And it's so difficult because, I mean, look even just last year, 2 years ago, when they had injuries late in the season and had to rely on guys like Adama Ball to come in that Pac-12 tournament game. You remember that?
Yeah.
And how many minutes did he have in the season, in the entire season up to that point? And again, there's no solution to this problem. It's just where we are right now with less than a handful of games remaining in the season. You're not going to go deeper into the bench now. It's not how that works.
No.
But I think it's just the landscape of having so many freshmen at the end of that bench. I think, you know, Paulius Morauskas eventually one day is going to be a very good college basketball player. He's not quite ready to do that yet. Philly B, you know, isn't quite clearly, according to the coaching staff, ready to contribute at that level. And it's tough. It's really tough seeing those guys play 50 minutes. And, hey, tip your cap to those guys. I mean, you heard Muehlbach on the broadcast talking about how your legs, you start getting delirious towards the second, third overtimes because, and again, I mean, we haven't talked elevation yet, but 49 minutes in Utah is not 49 minutes in Los Angeles.
I think they might feel it a little bit more when they get to Boulder early this morning because I guess they're flying tonight to Boulder. And that's another, like Brian Jeffries said, you go from, 2,000 from here to 4,000 in Salt Lake to 7,000 plus there. So
yep.
I think you might feel that when you wake up in the morning, for sure.
What I really want to say, though, is my biggest takeaway is just the resolute nature of the team. DK would not fold despite the fact that, what was it, 7 for 7 that Utah started the second half from 3? I love the part Brian there at the end of the broadcast mentioned that despite the fact that Utah closed that 15-point lead, got back in the game, even got a little bit of lead, they never had more than a 3-point lead in this entire game, did the Utes. Meaning that Arizona, if Utah ever did it, they didn't hang their heads. They weren't concerned about, being up against it and that luck factor of Arizona's second to last in the nation in luck, according to Ken Palm. Well, look at when a team goes 8 for 8 and you're looking at guys who don't normally knocking shots down with confidence. But at the end of the day, they found a way to fight through all those adversities, and they won that game. Won the game on the road against a team who has yet to lose at home. That's my takeaway.
Can I gotta find that we didn't play that in the pregame show. That Ken Pomeroy cut. That was pretty funny. I gotta let the folks
luck
in case they missed it. We'll find it during the next break and we'll play it there. All right, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. We want to talk to you. Let's hear from Anthony first up on the Meridian Wealth Management post-game show after a triple overtime 105-99 win by the Wildcats in Salt Lake City.
Wow, what a game, guys, man. 13 years ago and 3 days, triple overtime at Cal. Got us going. We finished off the season strong. That was a Derek Williams game. Some similarities, like Derek Williams, we faced adversity. I think Williams fouled out in regulation. Momo Jones had a big game in overtime, and a couple of the overtimes. I remember a bank three, a couple great plays, and that season was already going pretty well, but that carried us through. Hopefully that could kickstart us here too. Yeah, you guys are right on, man. It just seems like our last plays of the games, especially like at 10 regulation and OT, it just seems like we're trying to shoot farther and farther from the basket. You got the FAU, besides the Boswell, I think taking the shot in regulation against FAU, like the little fadeaway, like 15 feet in the corner. Besides that, every other time we've gone to try to end the game, it just seems like we get farther and farther behind the three-point line to take a shot. Very frustrating.
Very
yeah.
frustrating, Anthony. Very.
Yes, and I like the one that Love. I mean, I knew at that point in time, he's going to take it. He wanted the shot, but that one he took about 5 feet behind the three-point line in the middle. That one irked me a lot because we had a timeout to spare. That offense became stagnant, just waiting for it. No movement to run a play. I kind of wish Lloyd would have today made a call, made a play there. Ballo impressed me. 40-some minutes. Usually we talk about, like, not we, but, I mean, there's been on TV saying he's a little bit bigger, getting winded. In elevation, he played hard all the way through. Like, to be able to go that long. I mean, I would have liked to see Krivas a little bit more. Was KJ Lewis in the doghouse? I felt like he had a good first half, 7 points. And then, like, after a few minutes into the second half, we only saw him a couple defensive plays, one before regulation ended and one in the third OT. So do you guys know anything on that?
I just think Tommy got tight with the bench down the stretch and just wanted to go with his main guys and like JW said, that definitely was not Moteus Krivas and I just don't think it was KJ Lewis down the stretch either, despite the fact it looked like Kylan had a bum shoulder, but he was able to come back and I just think he went with his main guys at the end.
Yeah, Anthony. He got 7 minutes in the second half, KJ, and 1 minute in overtime. So 8 minutes between the second half and the three overtimes for KJ.
Yeah. And I think didn't he have 7.5, or did he get a basket in the second half?
He had, let me see. I think he had 7 at the half. I think you're right.
Yeah, 7
so
7 points in the first half.
Did not score in the second half.
Yeah, did not score in the second half.
Yeah.
Did not score in the overtime.
Only took one shot in the second half.
Yeah, and then, so I wonder if there was that guy. I know, definitely got tight, but, Pella could have used the wind here and there, like the wind. That's one thing I've been working last couple of days, and just I'm getting in March fever, so I've been checking out the 97. One thing I saw, like a lot of 97 games, one thing I saw Olsen do a lot was take advantage of the 16-minute timeout, the 12-minute timeout. There's times when you needed to get somebody subbed in. And he would, get that sub where you would get maybe a minute of rest for your, of game time, and then you had your timeout, your television timeout.
Right.
He would work a lot of like that. I wish Lloyd would have done something like that. I mean, Lewis was productive today, and, I think he could have, Pella's been man, I don't know what's going on with Pella, but he's becoming a villain, which is great. I think we need that, but I've in the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've never seen Pella so animated. a couple of times. There was a and one yet in the first half, and he pointed at the guy that he scored on, and he did the and one in front of him. I was like, man, Pella's going to get a
You know
T
what
here.
I think
But
it is? I think people mistake Pella for somebody they can walk over. And then they come at him, and he is clearly, I mean, where he comes from is a very stoic place. And he's a very stoic dude, and he just does not take it. You know what I mean? So I don't think I've ever seen Pella instigate and be the one to bring it. But I definitely seen him, come back at people when they come at him to start. If that makes sense.
He's got that subtle Azulis Tubelis in him. Azulis was a lot like that. He would talk trash, but you couldn't really tell it that he was talking trash to guys when he would score on them or when he was bumping and grinding.
He was a
down
quiet
there.
guy.
Yeah, but he could talk. He could talk.
I just meant his volume.
Yeah.
His volume level was pretty low when he did talk.
Yeah, no, it was just a weird game. I didn't like giving up the 16-point lead, but I did like that we fought, we stayed together. When we had a little bit of adversity, we just played through it, and we were able to get this win. That's the most important thing. I mean, I definitely want a sweep, but we needed to get a split, and if we would have crumbled and lost today, especially at that 16-point lead, and then lost at Colorado, that could have been very devastating because we would have went from a one-game lead to most likely a one-game deficit in the pack because, I mean, if Utah and Colorado both held serve this week, then that would have dropped that. And that means we would have been swept, and that means that they would have won both of their games, and they would have had a one-game lead on us. We still have the USC, UCLA, and UCLA is playing a lot better since we beat them. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting, but we needed this game. I'm glad we got at least a split. Let's go for broke. Seems like the team plays better when they're not supposed to, or when people are doubting it. So everybody's pointing at that Colorado game. Heard a couple people saying, "Oh yeah, Arizona's not winning in Colorado." So hopefully we could turn it around. Caleb Love, we had the full Caleb Love experience, 5 for 20, but double though.
Double.
That's still
Double rebounds.
Career high is what Brian said.
Yeah.
Career high 10 rebounds?
Yeah, that's what he said, yeah. I love the
And
part
then,
where
I mean,
he had
still hit that-
5 points in the first and second half. 5 points in the first and second half, and 14 in the overtimes.
Yeah, and then the crazy thing is that big shot, that floater, that weird floater he hit to tie the game. I mean, we're just gonna have to ride the Caleb Love experience. But besides, I mean, he had an off night today, but still, off night. A lot of people in college basketball in a top 10 school with the double. I mean, they would die for that. So I mean, we're gonna ride it and go from there.
Anthony, 31 teams in the last month have. Top 10 teams have lost to unranked teams. It's the most have ever in a month-long period in the history of the polls. Top 10 ranked teams losing to unranked teams. So,
what do you think that is? Do you think it's NIL? Do you think it's transfer portal? What do you think that is?
I think it's COVID. I think you got a lot of older players. I think that's part of it for sure. I mean, the rosters are older. A lot of these rosters are older than you would normally find. I think you got a lot of transfers, obviously, that are coming into programs and energizing some of these programs. I think that's part of it as well.
Yeah, and it's weird, and I mean, like watching these games this week, watching that, what was it, the Kansas game? When I saw the Kansas line this week, I was like, oh, that's a loss. And I don't know why, but I thought that. And then the North Carolina one, that one surprised me though, because that was at home.
Yeah.
But there was a couple games this week that there was teams like 4.5-point favorites, 5-point favorites on the road. I was like, that's a loss. That's a loss. Just because of the way you guys said, the tendency is it just seems like winning on the road is a premium now.
Hey, Anthony, we appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
No worries. You guys have a good one, man. I hope to talk to you guys on a happy note after Colorado.
Let's make a plan to talk late and be happy on Saturday.
Bear down, Anthony.
Bear down. All right.
Bear down, guys. Bear down.
105-99, the final as the Wildcats in triple overtime win in Salt Lake City over the Utah Utes. We'll get in our first break of the night. We want to hear from you. We're going to recap our keys to the game. Our best bets. See if it's the over on this one. So there's nothing to talk about.
I think it was
there.
only like
it was a lot.
6 points under.
Yeah, it was under
at the end of regulation.
Yeah.
So I mean, it almost went over in regulation.
Yeah, it's definitely over when you get a game like this. And we'll hear Kelvin Ifan's thoughts as well. It's the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show, 105.99, number 8 Arizona beats Utah. And you're listening to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you by
Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog in Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Polston Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, The Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Now that winter is really here, cooler overnight temperatures mean that your tire pressure warning light could be on. In most cases, you solve the problem by simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. As always, you can stop by any of our 14-area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with that low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Check out jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is cooler here, and so pests are seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? University Termite and Pest Control has been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control for the past 50 years. You can too. University Termite and Pest Control. Find us online at bepestfree.com.
At Nova Home Loans, we believe everyone deserves the opportunity to enjoy the independence that comes with home ownership. Whether you're a first-time home buyer who needs down payment assistance, have less than perfect credit, or looking to refinance, Nova has a variety of home loan programs for your unique situation. Visit novahomeloans.com or call 800-955-9125 to learn more. Not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Rates and available loan programs are subject to change without notice. NMLS 3087, BK 0902429, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Experiencing the Sonoran Desert's natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockinK.com. Designed by nature, built for you. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Broadway in Tucson presents the Rockin' 2023-2024 season featuring 8 blockbuster productions including Disney's Aladdin, The Book of Mormon, Hairspray, and Chicago. Enjoy the Southern Arizona musical premieres of Tina, the Tina Turner musical, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Time of the Temptations, MJ the Musical, and Mrs. Doubtfire. Secure your choice season tickets today and get the ultimate in flexibility and the lowest prices all season. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your season tickets today.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic offers military discounts to retired and disabled veterans, and they now accept patients with access insurance. For more information and to find the location nearest you, visit firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer looking for quality car parts in Tucson, look no further. Advance Auto Parts has 6 Tucson locations with over 75 years in business. Advance Auto Parts is the largest car parts retailer in the U.S., and customers know they can trust their products, like Die-Hard batteries. Now with free installation, only found at Advance Auto Parts stores. Take advantage of our same-day delivery and pickup. Just visit our website at stores.advanceautoparts.com and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Advance Auto Parts for all your car repair needs. Now a proud radio sponsor of the University of Arizona Wildcats.
driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Make sure your family is safe and warm during the cooler months. I'm Ron Arenas, the owner of Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Heating is our middle name, and we can make sure your furnace is running efficiently. Call us at 520-440-4069 for honest heating and plumbing service to the Tucson area for over 20 years.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Over to Bradley. Bradley drives inside. Put it up. Missed no good. Rebound. Johnson for the Wildcats. Lay it up and good. Boy, huge effort for Keyshawn.
Huge rebounding again for the Arizona Wildcats. Keyshawn Johnson crashing the offensive boards there. He had 6 offensive rebounds, 9 total on the game to go along with his 17 points in 43 minutes. Arizona in triple overtime knocks off the Utah Utes 105-99 to hold on to first place in the Pac-12 Conference. Utah currently beating Washington at home. We'll give you all your scores coming up a little bit later on the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show and the Mesquite Valley Growers scoreboard. The other team that entered with 7 wins is also winning currently on the road. Washington State, late second half, is beating Oregon State in Corvallis. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Kelvin Ifan joins us. Kelvin, you missed my rant.
Going on?
You missed my rant about how I do not understand why we're not running set plays in these final shot situations. Perhaps you as a basketball coach can explain that to me.
Well, I think tonight, he actually had a set play called, and they came out in that 1-3-1, that funky 1-3-1-2. I think he had it called versus man, and they end up getting the 1-3-1.
At the end of regulation?
Right.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. And so I think they just got stuck and just had figured out a way just to get a shot up. That's the one when Caleb shot the 3, right?
Yeah.
The deep 3. Yeah,
right.
man. I would have rather seen something going downhill. It seemed like he was running the clock a little bit to take the last shot there. Would love to see a little bit more movement in him. You always hear me say this. I would rather see him be in a catch and shoot situation where it's off a pass than to kind of hold the ball and have to come off the dribble, with a last second shot.
Well, actually, it was let's backtrack. It was actually Kylan that had the shot at the end of regulation. It was Caleb that had the 2 shots in overtime. Kylan's actually was a little bit of a catch and shoot. That might have been a little bit more. There was more movement in that play there. I don't know if it looked like a play to me, but at least there was more movement there.
It was more movement. I don't believe it was a play because I don't think it would have been going to Boswell right now. So, but it was more movement there. I just thought that I didn't think he had to be so deep on that one. What did you think, J-Duck?
I think 1-3-1. I think that's what it was all about. But yeah, no, I think you're talking about Caleb. I think Caleb just, Caleb pulls when he's comfortable. I don't think that
Well, I was talking about that last one that Boswell had shot. I felt like he was just a little deep there. I thought he could have stopped right around the 3-point line, but it's all the same. They practice those shots.
No doubt. No doubt. And I think, it's like this. How many last-second shots you get at this level?
Oh, not many.
Right, not many. How many's Boswell maybe had in his career? I think it's a learning experience. I think DK is 100% right. And I also think that 1-3-1, the issue is like the success they had was hitting Pella right at the free throw line. And a lot of damage got done right from that, and key shot as well. And getting that ball in the paint to run plays against that super extended 1-3-1, like the guy at the top of the key was 25 feet out at times in that passing lane. So that standard pass around they couldn't get between. They had to go on the inside of that defender as opposed to the outside. Caleb hit that 1-3. It's because he got hit from Bradley from that pass under the defender. The defender is on the top side of that pass in that 1-3-1. I don't know, man. I think it's such a double-edged sword because you don't want to get in a situation where you get yourself into a bad turnover or some situation like that.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
In a tie game, when we're looking at maybe having the last shot, I think the thought process is just don't do anything dumb. Yeah. Get a look at the rim. Get it to one of your scorers in a situation where they can put the ball in the bucket and hope for the best. And that's what I was seeing.
It seems like nowadays you're more afraid of turning the ball over and letting them have a run out at the other end than actually trying to be aggressive to the basket offensively. That's what that's another thing I believe I'm seeing there.
Yeah, and as you saw with the referee letting the play go with Caleb at the end of regulation, they weren't necessarily going to call fouls in that situation. So
that was at the end of this. That was at the end of the first overtime when he had the runner there and kind of got pushed.
Yeah, he got nudged there. Yeah. So you and just as the game was going, I mean, at the end of the game, you're not gonna get any calls. Now that wasn't really a 1-3-1 they were running. It was a one. It's like what we call a 1-1-3, but the wings were extended up to the 3-point line, extended to the free throw line, trying to take away that catch and shoot right there at the wing right there. But every time that pass, that's why the free throw line was open, because when they made the pass to the right side where they was making it, and Pella was diving in right there, he could get behind that guard and catch the ball right in the middle with space between the center.
Yeah.
If it was a 1-3-1, that guy, he would have never been able to get the ball right there in the center of that defense.
Yeah, I think that it felt like it was almost like that amoeba style that Tarkanian used to run back in the day, where it didn't really have a form to it, because they did both. Like they had that 1-3-1 setup, and then as soon as the guy would flare out as soon as you had the ball on the right side on the wing, and the defender would come out to affect that guy, that's what would open up the middle. But either way, it felt like a Boeheim type of thing. Boeheim is what we call him around here.
What what the coaches is doing is you want to have pressure on the ball as soon as it crosses the half court, right? And so the guy at the free throw line, he has the first pass.
Sure.
Now, the wing guy over there, he flashes there, but then he has to drop back to the corner because worst thing you want to do is
the corner's open against that D.
Yeah, so you got to get back to that corner. But, that's with the ball moving. I've seen him run the overload a few times. Overload is usually when you have more guys on one side of the court than they do in their zone, because the zone is going to spread over the court. It's going to be a backside forward, the center. So you try to get four guys on one side against their three, and try to move the ball around and get an open shot. But it just like I won't say they got tight. I just think they were they was valuing those shots down there at the end.
I think the most impressive thing to me of all of the impressive things is 8 turnovers.
Yeah,
wow,
8 turnovers
in 2 halves and 3 overtimes. Arizona only had 8 turnovers in that whole game versus that pressure D.
Yeah, that is the stat that jumps off the sheet tonight. 520-848-1290. Let's hear from John. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Wow, what a game. Just unbelievable. I was on the edge of my seat. Just about had a heart attack. It was so nerve-wracking. And tell you the truth, I watched the whole game. I watched the first overtime, second overtime, and I said, my luck is not working. They blew 3 chances. And so I didn't watch the third overtime. I said, I'm going to turn it off. Whatever happens, happens. I can't take it. And maybe that was worked out, my superstition. If I don't watch, they'll do better. I was agree with everyone that called in. What was going on at the end of regulation 2 overtimes? Why doesn't Caleb Love, most of the game, he's a great driver. Why doesn't the play at least have him drive to the basket? He could do that Euro step. He could go in and find a slam dunk, but he didn't do hardly any driving tonight.
Yeah, he did. The first overtime, he looked to drive, and I didn't like the hesitation. He kind of hesitated. He got the guy in the air. I wish he'd have just kept going and taken it strong to the hole there, but at least that was a little bit more of a drive attempt than any of the other plays that we saw and at the end of at the end of regulation and the second overtime.
Right. He did a key shot, I think a floater in the lane where but he used to drive all the way, and I think any of those 3 chances we had, give it to Love. Maybe he's injured. Maybe he couldn't drive like he usually, but he could drive and still make a free throw.
He wasn't injured.
Well, I'm going to tell you what it was. Keita, Carlson, and Lovering. Those guys were protecting the rim. They had, a 7'2" guy, a 7-foot guy starting together, and then the athletic Keita coming off the bench, which was my piss. That I had before the game, or 3 of us, all of us had them actually. but what I'm saying is, they had shot protection around. That's the way they're made. Look at the fast break points. That'll tell you a lot, right? They got back every time because they thought that, and they knew that they could affect us at the rim.
Yeah, that's true. I'd like to see the replay because that 1-3-1, maybe it was so effective. That's why these guys were taking outside shots at 2 overtimes in the end of it, because everyone was covered and they got under pressure. You better do something. So,
Kelvin, how much of that has to do with these guys? We talked about this right before you got here, about 49 minutes, 48 minutes, 45 minutes, 43 minutes for the main dudes. And your legs, you're playing at elevation, Salt Lake City. Legs start to get a little bit tired. You start settling a little bit more in those situations, do you not?
For sure. And it's funny, Coach Lloyd talked about that before the game where he said he's not too worried about that, and I believe him now. Because when you see those guys play those type of minutes, I don't think they even they looked that thing in the eye and said, we're going to figure this out. So
they got that Adia Barnes fitness training regimen going.
I mean, they play more minutes than the home team, basically. I mean, except for Gabe Madsen, but again, man, those guys, man, came out there. They wanted this game. They had something to prove, and this team has shown that. Anytime that they are challenged, anytime that they're in a situation where a team is undefeated at home, like Utah or Oregon, I told you, like people get up for the name across our chest. The Wildcats, as far as I've known, they get up for games that they shouldn't be able to win. Now we got to worry a little bit more about teams that that don't quite got a name, don't quite got a winning streak behind them. Got to worry about those guys. But if a team when it's something to get up for, it seems the Cats show up.
Well, that's exactly right. And I think the teams that beat us when they get hot, how would they make in the second half? 9 threes or something?
Yeah, 9.
I'd like to bring back a couple good announcers from the old Arizona days. Reggie Geary and Matt Muehlbach. They were great defenders, those 2 guys.
Yeah.
If we could play defense like Muehlbach and Reggie Geary, man, we could probably stop anybody.
Now, the one thing that you just said about those 2 guys, and you're talking about veterans, those guys played forever, 4 years, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about guys right now, and I'm not giving any excuses, but I mean, and they're trying to get it together, but we see it's taking a little bit more than it's not as easy as people would think. But they're still trying to figure that out, man. Because it seemed like it would be easy to cover 3-point shooters, right? Like, hey, stick with the guys. But I see the guys still trying to stick to their rules of their defense. I still see them like they still trying to help side. Because when you get in the beginning of practice and trials, you do the rotation, help side. I got ball. I got man. That's what it looked like they're doing. It doesn't quite look natural yet on the defensive end for them as far as understanding when to help and when not to help. They still going to have to go through it. They still got to,
by the book, but there's times to break the rules, react.
Yeah. There it is.
Well,
by the way, John,
I agree with you. I have one more one more comment, though, before I get off here.
8 for 11 in the second half, John, were the Utah Utes from the 3-point line.
That's incredible. But the guys that show how hard it is to guard a good shooter is like Reggie Miller and Steph Curry. Those guys, Reggie and he broke Sean Elliott's record. I never liked the guy because that's what he did. But anyway, they were hard to cover. Reggie Miller was always moving, and he'd find a way to get. And same with Steph Curry. He's tricky. You need to have 2 guys on him. it's hard to have one guy
Salim
cover
did that
a
bit,
great,
Yeah.
great play. Anyway, you guys do a great radio show. I appreciate it. So thanks for letting me on.
Thank you, John. We appreciate you calling in. That opens up a line at 520-848-1290. Don't look now, but here come the Huskies in Eugene. Down just one now with 3 minutes to go.
Wow.
Yeah, the Dogs
Time
have
is
some
over.
fight in them tonight. Let's get a break in here. We'll come back. We'll review our best bets. It's the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show after a 3-overtime thriller in Salt Lake City. Woo, they'll need some drinks tonight, but I don't think you're going to find any because it's Salt Lake City. 520-848-1290. Along with Kelvin Efon and JW Madden, I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We have the Arizona Wildcats covered on game day like no one else. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or RoyalKia.com.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is cooler here, and so pests are seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? University Termite and Pest Control has been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control for the past 50 years. You can too. University Termite and Pest Control. Find us online at bepestfree.com.
The new Blue Whale Car Wash, formerly Octopus Car Wash, is now open. They're locally owned and operated and offer many ways for you to save. Start now by downloading the Blue Whale Car Wash app. Then visit their website at bluewhalecarwashaz.com to find a location near you. Don't forget to follow them on Instagram and Facebook for even more savings. And for a limited time, their exterior-only wash is $5 at all 4 locations. Blue Whale Car Wash, proud radio sponsor of the University of Arizona Wildcats.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez of Meridian Wealth Management, and I'd like to invite you to our complimentary retirement income workshop held every Friday at 10 a.m. in our offices at the Williams Center. We discuss the key risks in retirement, how retirement has changed, and how to best plan for success. A recent study showed 60% of retirees would go back and plan differently if they could. We want to help you avoid the would've, could've, should've. Call our office at 719-1433 to reserve your seat today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
Saguaro Harley-Davidson is a pre-owned inventory destination with hundreds of pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles to choose from. Save $2,000, $4,000, or even $6,000 at Saguaro Harley's pre-owned clearance sale. Now through the end of the month, Saguaro is accepting 100% of all credit applications with low financing options available. Take a test ride and receive a free dealer tee. Only at Saguaro Harley-Davidson or online at saguaroharley.com. Some restrictions may apply. OAC, see dealer for details.
Caruso's, a Tucson tradition since 1938, located on historic 4th Avenue. For 4 generations, Caruso's handmade sauce has been prepared with love by a family member, using only the best ingredients. Enjoy specialty Italian dishes like lasagna al forno, chicken tetrazzini, real Italian sausages, spectacular pizza, as well as many vegetarian options. Caruso's offers outdoor dining on their garden patio with indoor dining also available. Open Tuesday through Sunday, with all your favorites available for takeout. For more information, call 520-624-5765 or visit their website at carusositalian.com.
Okay, kids, we're home. Everybody out.
Ew, my feet are stuck.
In what, honey?
On the floor.
Ew. Take off your shoes. Tommy, come carry your sister into the house.
What do you do when the car you use the most has the least amount of time to get clean? Let Recon Auto Detailing, Arizona's premier auto detailing company, come to you and turn your busiest car back into your best. From basic cleaning to a full detail, Recon Auto Detailing. Online at recondetail.com.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is the ultimate team when it comes to your home's comfort.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's February at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And to spark business, we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we'll include a Wi-Fi thermostat, 10-year parts and labor warranty, plus we have 0 interest financing available.
Call or text 520-200-2422 or visit rightwayac.com.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
The Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
105-99, the final score in Salt Lake City. Arizona Wildcats knock off the Utah Utes tonight to remain in first place in the Pac-12 Conference. Pella Larson, 27 points. 8 assists, 7 rebounds.
Career high was like 22 or 23, I think.
Yeah. 10 of 17, 2 of 5 from 3, 5 of 9 from the line. That's unusual that he missed 4 free throws in the game. Probably could have had 30 plus.
That's what Coach said to Brian after the game. He said he should have had 30. Make your free throws.
That was the only little sign of fatigue I may have saw him.
Keyshawn Johnson, 17 points, 9 rebounds. In fact, those are the two up in Salt Lake City. Let's head back up there and hear from Pella Larson and Keyshawn after the ball game.
Third overtime really pulled away from there. Did you feel like something, particular defensively, or just guys just wearing out at that point, or what was going on in your minds?
What was the question?
Well, just the difference in the third overtime period, just struggles, so close to, and then you guys got that real break and it kept them scoreless for like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean every possession counts in overtime. You get a stop and score every time, and it was kind of back and forth. And then that last one, Caleb started off really good, and we just kind of rode that wave of momentum.
How much difference did it make for you guys? The fact that you never trailed in the second or the third overtime in terms of being able to pull away?
That could be a blessing and a curse, but for us, we got a lot of veteran guys who know how to keep a lead and know what it takes to keep a lead, Of course, when us being up, that helped them get an urge of energy too. But at the end of the day, we gotta solve those problems. So we was able to keep the lead and keep our momentum going.
You had a 16-point lead, obviously, at halftime. They rallied in the second half. But going back to the first half, what did you guys do right defensively that allowed you to carve out such a big advantage?
I think just guarding our own guy. We got a lot of different matchups, and I think we did a good job just keeping our guy in front of us. I would say overall we was just aggressive. We had the game plan and we trusted the game plan.
Do you feel like the second half were you still on it? Were they just executing better? Or do you feel like it was maybe a little bit slippage?
I would say they was executing better, but at the end of the day, in games like this, you know, at their home, we knew they was gonna come out and hit more shots sooner or later, you know. But we just gotta stick with the plan, and that's what happened.
You've had some tough results, obviously, on the road in league play. So with that in mind, to win in triple overtime in a road environment like this, what does it do for the team going into Colorado and going forward in league play?
We had big games like this at neutral sites, you know, with Purdue, Michigan State. This is one of those feelings again, you know, being on the road and coming out with the win and everything like that. But that just give us extra confidence leading into March and April.
You feel like this maybe can be a momentum thing that another, you know, after you have those 3 games in a row you lost on the road, just that you guys can push
every game that you go out there and win is a momentum gatherer. So we just got to use this and learn from it, but we still got to focus on the next game in times going to Colorado and getting that done.
What Paolo, what do you think? I know it's been a while since you played here, but just to get a game like this here, the opponent, people are booing you, you're going to the free throw line, etc. How does it feel coming?
I mean, it feels good. I feel like I didn't have to do too much. Like, my shot came easy from my teammates, and I was able to find them too. So, I mean, I'm just playing with my teammates, and the other stuff that doesn't really matter. Just us 5 guys in the court that matters.
What can you say about Caleb and what he did in overtimes? He obviously struggled with the shot early, but he came up with some big baskets and big free throws for you guys down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it's big. Caleb is a big-time player, and he's been like in a lot of those situations. And he just got to trust us finding him, and we will, because we want him taking those shots, and yeah, we trust him making them. So.
You talk about every possession matters, Pella. You had a great game in a lot of ways, but obviously you missed those 2 free throws that maybe made it. I mean, how much, how much does that matter? Do you push on right away, or does it? How did that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I could have put the game away, but we had to play defense right after, so there's no time to think about it or no time to dwell or anything. So I just. Next play, and then we kept moving, and then thankfully in the end we came out.
Yeah, so maybe a good thing in that way. Just keep going. And key too, you had a couple of times. I think maybe in all 3 overtime periods. I don't have to look, but it seemed like you made shots or free throws, picked up fouls at the beginning. I mean, did you feel like was that like an emphasis to kind of set a tone in those?
No, we just got to be aggressive. I was aggressive, got a couple offensive rebounds, you know. It's just got to make winning plays, especially when you're on the road and everything's not on your side. So that's just the result of that, being able to get to the line. And I knocked a couple down. I still missed a couple too. So just got to if I get those makes, we probably seal the deal earlier.
Keyshawn, what do you think about your offensive rebound at the end?
I would say Paulius, he was on the bench, he was just saying like, Keyshawn, be an animal. And I went and got it done. Shout out Paulie.
Shout out Paulius Marauskis telling Keyshawn Johnson to be an animal out there. And he was. Again, 17 points and 9 rebounds in the ball game for Keyshawn Johnson. This after he did not score a single point in the game on Sunday at home against the Stanford Cardinal. 105-99, the final score. Arizona knocks off the Utah Utes. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Download the app, the Wildcats Radio 1290 app. In fact, text app to 520-848-1290. I'll send you a link. You can download the app. You can take 1290 wherever you go. You can watch the show. You can listen to the show. You can do everything on the app. You can read our game recaps, our game previews, everything. We've got you covered on every single team here within the state of Arizona. Wildcats, Sun Devils, Suns, Cardinals, Diamondbacks, you name it, Coyotes, Pima Aztecs. It's all there. Local high schools. No one's got you covered like we do here.
Do we have to cover the Sun Devils?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do. There's fans. They're
all
here,
right.
And they're a major college, so we do that.
Begrudgingly, okay.
Yes. All right, let's talk to Wesley. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hi, I just wanted to give a shout out to Kylan Boswell for showing up today. He had a really big game, and I don't know that we would have won this without him.
Yeah, I mean, again, 5 of 9. He made a couple of threes. He made all of his free throws in the game. He had 5 assists, which I think was the most important part offensively for me. He had a couple of steals. It's interesting though, his plus minus. He had one of 2 minuses in this ball game. The other going to Mo Krivas was -4. Kylan was -6, but still a solid ball game for sure for Kyle Boswell. Anything else for you tonight, Wesley?
No, I just wanted to give a shout out to Kylan.
Okay, outstanding. Well, thank you for the call.
Remember
Call again.
Pregame, thanks, Wesley. Bear down. Pregame, I was talking about Kylan's road versus home stats. You want me to hear that? Want to hear that again really quick?
Yeah.
So on the road this year, before this game, 5 games played, 24 total points, 11 total assists on the 5 road games. So tonight, 16 points, 5 assists.
So you said 24 and 11 for 5 games?
5 road games in this season.
Yeah.
Pac-12
Pac-12
road games.
road games.
These are only in conference games. So
Right.
of the 5, he played 5 conference games on the road, 6 at home, 24 total points on the road. 4.8 is his average on the road this season in Pac-12 games.
And he had 16 and 5 tonight. That's a good improvement. I'll take that.
And so did he come back after his shoulder?
He came back.
He did.
Yeah, he did come back. Yeah, because he took the last shot at the end of regulation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He came back.
How much did he
came
play?
back pretty quick.
How
I mean,
much-
they went up the tunnel, but he was back pretty quick. I don't know exactly the length of time in terms of the clock, but he was back pretty quick. It was not a long disappearance into the tunnel, but that was one of 2 potential injuries. Because who was it that went down earlier in the game? It was Pella. Pella went down late in the first half, which was
limped off a bit, right?
He limped
He
off.
had to get subbed out.
And then Boswell with the injured shoulder. So both of those guys, but both
Rub
of those
some
guys came back.
Dirt on it, right, Kelvin?
I'm telling you, I don't know
Get
what
back in there.
I don't know what J-Rock's got going on there, but it's working. It's working for sure. Shout out Justin Kakowski for keeping the Band-Aids fresh and strong, for sure. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Let's talk to Doug. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, guys. Good to be with you. Hey, we're still undefeated in rowdy road environments. I'll put it that way.
Rowdy road environments,
because our
yes.
rowdy one, emphasis is on the loud ones, yeah. So I think that's kind of the key to our success. And we don't have any more stale road environments the rest of the way, so I don't know if we're going to win them all, but at least I know that we're going to play with energy, which we did tonight. Maybe the elevation had to be a factor there because, boy, first half we looked great. We just couldn't close out on those shooters quite as well. But there's still a lot to like. I just thought that first half, first of all, was a defensive masterpiece. We were just everywhere. We were making it really tough on those guys. There was a little stretch early on where we were a little soft, but we were getting beat on a lot of catch and drives. They just, as soon as they catch it off of a pass, we try to get up in the guy, but he would drive right around the defender. So I feel like we figured that out and just kind of stayed home on our guy, and that made a lot of difference in the first half. But man, second half, just another one of these teams that can't miss. Just give him like 1 inch, and I mean, who starts 7 for 8 from 3? That's just mind-boggling.
And I didn't even think, Doug, it was bad defense. I thought, I just thought they just made shots. Yeah, I didn't think. I mean, I thought I was fine.
The same thing, yeah.
I was fine with the defense.
It's the same thing we said in Corvallis. It's the same thing we said against FAU. It's like, how do teams just hit tough shots? I mean, I don't know. There's been certainly some shots where we just got a miscommunication, a bad switch, and the guy's wide open. But man, they made a lot of tough shots. I just thought we need to keep doing a good job securing the boards. I did like Keshaw's energy throughout the game, but I think he missed a lot of opportunities for offensive rebounds. There were a lot of times. Granted, Utah's a big, long, tall team.
Did you say Keyshawn?
He did say Keyshawn.
I did say Keyshawn. I did. I was watching him.
You know he had 6, right?
No. Well, look, I think he could have more because there were a lot of times that we had a ball bouncing around under the rim on our side of the court, and we just couldn't. I don't know. It felt like we couldn't hold on to it. And Ballo was strong sometimes, and and kind of weak a few times, and Krivas in the first half also. But look, I'm not trying to knock Keyshawn because obviously he did a lot of good stuff, but I just think there were some missed opportunities to keep possessions alive if you go back and watch some of that tape.
No, I've seen a few of them, and I just think sometimes we, don't give credit to the other guy that hustled from the other team, and so sometimes they beat you to him, because for sure Keyshawn is a guy that's going to go get him. I mean that's what he's known for. That's what he's hung his hat on. This is his first time ever being able to actually shoot the ball and be involved offensively, over with the Wildcats. So I did see a couple that was like lingering, and it did seem like they got to a few more of them than us on some of those long rebounds from the three-pointers. But, usually when that ball bounced over your head on those long threes, they kind of got a little advantage because it's like what's that, back tap? It's almost like the back tap. The rim does the same thing. That ball bounced far and weird, and you're down there trying to battle, and so they kind of got a better advantage to it. But I agree with you. You could, want to see a little bit more fight there, but hopefully not a dumb foul.
Right, yeah. I'm not too worried about the long rebounds because those are kind of going to be fluky, and hopefully your guard's going to be helping with those. But I just thought there were a few opportunities around the rim. Against other opponents, we've had more success getting those second chance opportunities, but not a big complaint there. I mean, the big thing down the stretch, obviously, was just Pella being aggressive, and there have been a lot of call-in shows this year where we were all saying like he needs to be more aggressive with the ball. He needs to be more aggressive with the ball in his hands, and I feel like he's gotten that message. He's only got maybe 10 games left in his career, a dozen or whatever it is, and I think that he's feeling that urgency. And we need that. That's going to make us a whole lot better as we go down the rest of the schedule here.
I was thinking actually when I was watching the game, J-Dub, I said, is Pella having senior night at Utah? Right. Back in his home court?
Fellas, did you see his line? So we all heard about the 27 career high. 8 assists for Pella Luxon and 7 boards. 8 assists and 7 boards to go with the 27.
Yeah, he was at home.
I mean, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, it was basically like ISO ball almost. Just give Pella the ball. And, like, Caleb wasn't even a factor for a lot of the times there. I'm not even going to comment too much on the multiple last-second shot opportunities, but because I don't feel like it should have come down to that. Man, all the missed free throws you really could have cemented the game for us earlier, in regulation.
Well, I thought that. I thought that was the.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that. I mean, yeah, they missed 8, but that was the difference in the game. I mean, you went to the line 32 times. Did the Wildcats in this contest to just 21? I mean, you outshot them by 14 at the line,
and they only made 10.
Yeah, they could not make free throws. I thought that's what lost them the game.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't looked at the box score yet because I haven't even been home yet. I told J-Dub I watched it out at a sports book at one of our casinos here, and it was kind of fun being surrounded by a bunch of U of A fans and everyone cheering.
What tribute band did you go to see tonight, Doug? DK loves tribute
I was
bands.
telling J-Dub on hold. I was watching a tribute band to Guns N' Roses called Lies and Roses out here at Desert Diamond. I'm still out here, and it started at 8 o'clock, so I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to come out, watch the game at the sports book from 6 to 8, and then go catch the concert at 8. Well, of course, the game didn't end until, 8:45? Right. So I missed a bunch of the best songs, but that's all right. It was still a great show. But anyway, it was a huge win. It's a quad 1 victory on the road against a projected 8 seed in the tournament, and also it keeps us, right there in the Pac-12 title race. Did we get a final on that Oregon? Oh, there it is, 85-80 Oregon.
Yep, they held on.
Looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, too bad. But hey, we needed this. If we hadn't, we'd be right back in a first place tie. So now hopefully we can roll this into Saturday and get a really, really good road sweep. That would be awesome for us. So
let's hope so.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bear down.
Absolutely,
Bear down,
Doug. We appreciate you as always. All right, that opens up another line, 520-848-1290.
Kelvin, when you're coaching and you run a 2-hour practice, you do free throws at the end.
Right.
And the reason for that is because you want your players to shoot free throws on tired legs. Yeah. Well, guess what? Arizona only missed 2 free throws in the entire regulation. So all those missed free throws came, we're talking about 45 minutes, 49 minutes, all that. All those missed free throws came late. All those missed free throws came in overtime because they went 10 for 11 in the second half and 5 for 6 in the first half from the line.
And it probably, and the 4 missed by Pella, that's your hardest playing player.
Right.
That's the guy that's on the floor.
Who limped
Did
off
you
at one
see
point, right?
when he took the little charge on Carlson, and it wasn't a charge, it was a no call, and he just got right back up, pitched the ball, and just kept on pushing.
Yep.
I was like, this dude right here
He's tough.
Man, he's a rough rider.
You really can't take him off the floor. I don't think, like we were talking about, who can you take off the floor and maybe for a blow. I don't know that Pella's that guy.
Well, the one thing I said when I looked at the minutes played in this game, I was like, oh, boy, Colorado. That's all I was thinking.
Right.
Colorado got a layup versus ASU.
Oh, God. They were up 21-3 at
right?
the outset.
So they got a layup in that game. And so we coming over after a dog fight. So we'll see how that plays out.
Well, the first thing I said, Kelvin, when we started this show was, I'm looking at this, and my biggest concern is 49, 48, 45, 43. Yeah. And that is 3 months ago. And I made the Adama Ball reference because, like, Adama came in the postseason when he was 17 years old and had to make big shots in the Pac-12 tournament, having only played 38 minutes in total the entire season, mostly garbage minutes or whatever. And it's way too late to get Paulius. Shout out Paulius for getting that rebound for Keyshawn. And, Philly B and these other guys off the bench into the rotation, Kelvin. But in a game like this, a triple overtime game on the road where you're going to a high elevation place, there's going to be a real dogfight against the next team in 2 days, this would be that game where you would hope you could spell some minutes for some of those guys. And again, Tommy Lloyd talked about it quite a few times this last couple of weeks. He's building a championship team, and he feels like these are the 7 guys, 7.5. Mo got in there for a little bit that he believes gives them the best chance to win. And nobody, I'm the last person to ever try to second guess Coach Lloyd and his choices. I'm just looking at these numbers and thinking, man, this was the game you would hope you could go 8-9 just for a couple of minutes.
Well, you would hope, but when you look and you think, I wouldn't have thought I could do that going into this game. When you're playing a team that hadn't lost at home in 21 games.
No, of course not.
I would have thought just what he did, I got to stick with my guys. And if we want to pull out one of these games on the road, if the elevation and all that stuff really got something to do with it, we got to put all our eggs in this basket. We need this one. And I think that's what he did right there and said, you know what, we're going to roll the dice on Colorado.
And more so even than talking about, the fact that I'm lamenting the fact they couldn't get freshmen like Morauskas in. I'm talking about it would be nice to have a junior on that bench.
No,
Kelvin. Sure. It would be nice to have a couple of guys who had some experience, especially within the system. Coach Lloyd just got here. He got here right after COVID. It's going to take some time to get that actual rotation of players coming in as freshmen, stay until seniors and all that whole thing. And nobody expected a triple overtime game before going into Boulder. So there it is.
All right, 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get on the program. We'll get a break in, come back. We'll review our best bets, keys to the game, hear from the head coach, Tommy Lloyd, and a whole lot more. It's the Meridian Wealth Management post-game show after a 105-99 triple overtime win by the number 8 Arizona Wildcats over the Utah Utes in Salt Lake City. With Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden, I'm David Kelly. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show is brought to you by Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog in Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Polston Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, The Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Make sure your family is safe and warm during the cooler months. I'm Ron Arenas, the owner of Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Heating is our middle name, and we can make sure your furnace is running efficiently. Call us at 520-440-4069 for honest heating and plumbing service to the Tucson area for over 20 years.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Explore natural open space, a network of connecting trails, and a community park within the Vale School District. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rock & K with home savings up to $35,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. Live RockandK.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is the ultimate team when it comes to your home's comfort.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's February at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And to spark business, we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we'll include a Wi-Fi thermostat, 10-year parts and labor warranty, plus we have 0 interest financing available.
Call or text 520-200-2422 or visit rightwayac.com.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
3 little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. Pepto Kids chewables provide fast relief for common stomach issues, turning those 3 words into these 3 words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for Pepto Kids chewables. Fast relief for little tummies. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Boswell turns on Cada. Nowhere to go. Shovel it to Larson. Down the lane. Laid up and good.
Beautiful inside out.
Tucson, what happened with today's best bets? Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to look at the best bets. Brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
105-99, the final score. Arizona in triple overtime beats the Utah Utes. Pac-12 already replaying this game. And it's 19 seconds to go with the second half. I wonder what's going to happen.
Instant classic, right? Is that what they called it?
Instant classic.
You know,
That
it's
is
funny.
what they call it.
I didn't remember this until Coach Lloyd was on with Brian, but he mentioned that 17
Right.
22 years ago is when the double overtime with Luke Walton hitting the shots in 2 overtimes, and that was in the Huntsman Center.
And it was that a tournament game?
Zags, yeah. That
Zags.
was like a second round, Kelvin.
Yeah.
When they beat the Zags in 2 overtimes, I think it was like, it was like early 2000, 2001, 2002, something like that.
Wow. All right, best bets. Arizona was a 5-point favorite in this game. They win by 6. J-Dub and Kelvin laid the number. They win. I took Utah plus the 5. I lose on that. Over-under was 161. What was it again? It was 76. So it was 152 at the end of regulation.
Yep.
It ends at 204. So obviously
that's a little bit over.
Yeah, just a little bit. Kelvin and I took the over. J-Dub in that one took the under. So everybody finishes 1-1 on the best bets tonight. So no movement whatsoever. I still have a 2-game lead over J-Dub, and Kelvin is 3 wins back. That is your best bets. Hope you got a little bit of action and money on this one tonight between the Wildcats and Salt Lake and the Utah Utes.
Those are today's best bets. They're brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
Final score was 105-99. Arizona gets their second win of the Tommy Lloyd era in Salt Lake City. They won 2 years ago, lost last year, win this year. Kelvin, one of the things I thought that was good for this team in this ball game was their mid-range shooting. I thought the mid-range jumpers was solid on a number of different players in this ball game, and we mentioned that going in that Caleb's mid-range has been very, very good of recent. I thought we saw a few from Pella that were good in this ball game, and that was important to see, especially like you said against the zone defense, that they show the ability to kind of get in the middle or on the edge. We saw several of them on the edge, some of those 18-foot jumpers, but they were able to make some of those in this ball game. I thought that was a big positive on that side of the offense.
Yeah, it was huge, especially as I said earlier. They're playing against a tall team that was really going to challenge at the rim. I think when I look at Utah's defense, I think what they're saying is they're going to force you to shoot threes, to shoot the mid-range shot, and take away all of the layup attempts at the rim. So it was important to knock those shots down. I thought Jaden Bradley, he only made 2, but I guarantee, he didn't shoot any 3, so that tell you right there that 2 was some mid-range shots, right, stop and pop 5 or 6 feet from the basket. So it was very important in this game for scoring when, again, as I said, they took away the fast break points. I mean, we only had 11. Think about it. I mean, that don't even sound right, when I think about it. But, that was the way that they stayed in this game by keeping us from getting out and outrunning them because we were, basically faster than them at every position except for point guard. But that Davion Smith, oh, my goodness, man. You talk about – man, I meant to bring him up in the pregame because I seen him in some other games be just a pest, right? But, man, that dude quickness is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And you mentioned, like, the fast break. I remember they had that one break. That it was like a beautiful 3-pass break the first half. But, again, just couldn't get a lot of those opportunities going in this ball game tonight in Salt Lake City. But that was as good as you're going to find in that one that they got. I believe it was.
Yeah, that was what they call you the one for the teaching tape.
Yeah,
right. That's
exactly.
What you get it up opposite side of the court. I mean, it almost was a touch pass because he caught it immediately, let it go ahead in a perfect dime, man.
58% tonight we kind of have been keeping track of the layups and dunks this season, 58% in that respect, but the Wildcats were perfect. They did miss one shot around the rim in the overtime, but they were 5 of 6
I think Kelvin said it all
in the extra periods.
In regards to one of those callers, that length, Kelvin, the length that they put out there deters a lot of rim shots around the rim.
All right, time for our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. And this is a tough one, but I think I'm going to go with Keyshawn Johnson tonight. I just thought he had 6 offensively. I think a lot of those led to second chance points, either for him or other players tonight. And what did they finish? They finished 17. So 16 offensive rebounds for 17 second chance points. And I thought Keyshawn was huge on that. Like we
said in the last game, a lot of those rebounds don't show up as second chance points because 32 free throw attempts, right? So they definitely got some offensive rebounds that turned into points, but just not at the rim.
And I think a couple of those were his own, finishing 4 of 6 from the line in this ball game. So Keyshawn Johnson is our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Window Depot, lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program here tonight. We will review our keys to the game and have a little bit more for you when we come back. It's the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show. Along with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden, I'm David Kelly. Wildcats knock off the Utah Utes by a score of 105-99 in triple overtime. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show is brought to you by Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Lexus of Tucson, Nova Home Loans, Recon Auto Detail, Ride Now Power Sports Tucson, Tucson Police Department, Broadway in Tucson, Dave & Buster's Tucson, Dorado Rock, First Choice Pools, The Good Feet Store, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Ram Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community Design by Nature, University Termite and Pest Control.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is cooler here, and so pests are seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? University Termite and Pest Control has been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control for the past 50 years. You can too. University Termite and Pest Control. Find us online at bepestfree.com.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez-Lee, President of Meridian Wealth Management. As a fiduciary investment firm, our clients have trusted us to guide them down their financial paths for decades. Whether you are an individual or family, business, foundation, or nonprofit, we are committed to your long-term goals and financial futures. We are proud supporters of the Tucson community and all that makes our city so special. Visit online at meridianwealthllc.com to learn more about Meridian.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment
As
advisor.
Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 30 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees, bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including 5 in Tucson and Southern Arizona, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 1,800 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after any accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
This just in, Goodfellas AC is matching up to $2,000 on federal tax credit.
Whoa, seriously? This is unbelievable. I gotta call Floyd at Goodfellas.
Hello, Goodfellas. Floyd speaking.
Is it true about the $2,000?
It sure is. Homeowners like you may qualify for a 30% federal tax credit up to $2,000 on qualifying heat pumps. And Goodfellas will match the tax credit dollar for dollar up to $2,000. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Cantina nachos, strawberry watermelon margaritas, a few zombie kills, and all your favorite sports teams live. When your day calls for some winning, it's time for Dave & Buster's, where you can eat, drink, play, and watch all the sports you want. They've got massive HD TVs, hundreds of the hottest new games, a chef-crafted menu, and an incredible list of beers, wines, and cocktails. So remember, if your day calls for a little victory, a little triumph, a little win, it's probably calling for Dave & Buster's.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or RoyalKia.com.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. CoolWillies.com.
Get the backyard you've always wanted with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you're ready to dive in, then visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Schedule now and get 3 months of full service free. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. First Choice Pools, the first and only choice.
The game of football is about pain. Ever since I was 5 years old, it's been all about football. It's been about running, jumping, blocking, tackling. I stopped playing at 31.
You're listening to Michael Robinson, retired pro fullback.
I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life. I'm so glad I met Good Feet. I'm so glad those arch supports are in my shoes.
Go to the Good Feet store at 4811 East Grant Road or at goodfeet.com.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
The Meridian Wealth Management postgame show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Ken Pomeroy, he's actually a weatherman. That's how he started in this. He's a meteorologist. And you guys probably know the backstory. Great guy. And he has a luck formula that I would not even be able to begin with where he came up with it or why. So, I mean, listen, there's luck in everything. There's luck in all of our lives every day. I mean, it's part of our everyday lives. I mean, walking down the street, driving a car. I mean, luck, it's all around us. And so, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to equate it, but I don't want to leave our success up to luck. I want to leave our success up to our preparation and you know, our cohesion as a team, to me, is way more important than worrying about luck.
261 out of 362.
Oh, nice. Thank you. There you go. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Unlucky.
You know what luck means in Ken Pomeroy's, in that case, being 261 out of 362? It means
I didn't understand that part of it.
They're ranked 261st out of 362 teams in college basketball in luck, meaning they have bad luck. And what that means is when a guy who's only made 8 threes all season in 20 games makes 5 out of 6 against you, bad luck.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's when things happen outside of the scope and realm. I mean, again, it's all of Ken Palm's stuff is super advanced analytics, and there's a lot of maths involved.
So is our luck going to improve tonight after this or no?
Well, I mean, again, it's like, I think definitely beating Utah on the road has to factor in. They're undefeated on the road, right? So it's when it goes against the grain and things happen outside the scope of the norm, of what the stats show to be the norm for that team.
Outstanding. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program tonight. 105-99 was the final in favor of the Arizona Wildcats over the Utah Utes. Let's review our keys to the game.
Wildcats fans, how did today's keys to the game go for the Wildcats? Keys to the game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
J-Dub, I believe you went first today.
First and foremost, you got to stay with Carlson on the outside. We've seen it time and time again. If he gets a couple of shots go down early, he gets real comfortable, and they invert their offense. He's going to be playing a lot of 4. Ballo, Krivas, Keyshot, whoever's got that assignment at the time has to get out and challenge those shots because, as we've seen it, if he gets comfortable out there, it's a problem. Number 2, pound that paint. I just think on the road, you're not going to win games through jump shooting. I want to see 40-plus point paint, and I want to see 20-plus free throw attempts, which will come as a result of that. So guards get 2 feet in the paint, feed Ballo, feed Krivas, all that stuff. And number 3, win the boards, 2 of the best rebounding teams in the conference. I just think the team who wins the rebounding battle tonight will win this game. Those are my keys.
Brandon Carlson and Gabe Madsen had 6 points at halftime combined and had 28 points combined at the end of regulation going into overtime, as they made 6 3-pointers between the two of them in the second half to force that overtime session.
Bad luck.
Bad luck.
It's that hair, I'm telling you, man. Gabe Madsen's got some special fancy hair. Makes him real good at basketball.
How did you feel they did against Brandon Carlson? I mean, he got 27 on 19 shots.
If you look back at not this game they had in McHale, but last year's game when they came off the Maui trip and they went up there to Salt Lake, that was a big turning point because that Smith inverted their offense, and Brandon Carlson, what did he make, like 4 threes in the first 10 minutes of that game? That did not happen tonight. He only had 2 threes in the whole game. So I think, as we've seen, Arizona struggles against bigs who can shoot, and it opens up the offense and driving lanes for some of those guards. That did not happen. I think it was more your guys' pest of the game, Kiba, who was doing damage on the inside in that second half, opened up a lot for those guards on the outside.
And I'll say it also opened up Carlson to be able to get a few posts, and he got some one-on-ones on the post where he was able to get his little hook shot off and was able to score closer to the basket because, again, you had to play Kiba one-on-one as well. You couldn't come over and double without Kiba getting an easy little floater or a dunk.
Yeah, he took 13 shots, Carlson, at the rim. 6 threes, 13 shots within 8 feet.
27 points, 15 rebounds for Brandon Carlson. And this one, I think I went second. Yeah, and I'll agree on that. I mean, I want to see more attacking of the glass. I think this team is really, really good when they attack the glass, especially at the offensive end, like what we saw in that win over the Stanford Cardinal, getting themselves second. I remember I posted the one video on my Twitter account where they had 3 opportunities at the offensive end because they were attacking the glass. I think Keyshot got one, KJ got another, and they ended up with a dunk down the lane to Umar Ballo off of a nice pass by Jaden Bradley. So attack that glass, especially at the offensive end, to try to get points there. And I agree with you on J-Dub. I think, especially me and Kelvin were kind of talking, if they zone you, you've got to try to find ways to get in the middle of that zone and make shots. And I think the guys that can do that are Kylan Boswell, because he's probably your best mid-range shooter, and Jaden Bradley. So either one of those dudes. I mean, if it's not Keyshot Johnson, he's kind of maybe, a little under 50-50 if he gets the ball there at the top of the free throw line. But guards, I think, like you said, and I wouldn't even maybe necessarily mind seeing Caleb Love be one of those guys to take it into the middle of that zone and see, because his runner in his short range has been very, very good lately for this team. Boswell and Bradley combined to go 5 of 10 from 2 in this ball game. I'll take that any
Jaden
day.
had a huge mid-range over the top of that defender there in that run when Utah was putting pressure on and Arizona was struggling to score, and Jaden Bradley had a big mid-range shot.
And then that big floater with Caleb tied up the game. Yep. You just talked about that. Yeah, you're getting downhill.
And Pella was 8 of 12 from 2 in this ball game, and like we said, continues to be aggressive to the basket.
Want to hear Caleb tying the game with the floater?
Let's hear that. Why not?
Into Keyshot Johnson, and out to Caleb Love. Love works his way left of the lane. A little runner is up and good to tie the game.
Put the ball in your best player's hands and let him make a play.
That is correct, right there. Only 5 of 20 overall, but again, made big shots down the stretch when this team needed it. And again, I guess that's the staple. That's the staple of a great player. Where, you may not have the best shooting night, but you keep going out there and trying to do what's best for your team.
Well, and you think about it, 20 shots with 3 overtime, that ain't really that many for Caleb. If you think about it, if you really do the math, So, but yeah, man, he stayed aggressive, and as you could tell, his teammates wanted the ball in his hands.
And look, 10 rebounds as a career high, that's engaged. I don't care what you're shooting. If you're involved in the other aspects of the game,
can't take them out.
That's a leader.
And it was 8 of them on the defensive end. And he started to break, but we didn't get a lot out of it. But he tried to push the break to make some things happen. But he was smart about it a lot of time. I think he only ended up with 1 turnover as well.
Yep.
They're pretty clean game.
2 blocks too.
Yeah, man. He was hustling, man. He's playing, man. One thing about it, man, and what I'm seeing from this team, even when Keyshawn barely playing the last game, come back and play, 40-some minutes this game right here, man. These guys are just staying locked in, man. They're not letting their emotions go up and down.
And Kelvin's keys tonight.
I agree with you guys about pounding the ball in the paint. Last game, Keyshawn and Ballo combined for 37 points. So that was huge in that win. Also, rebounding, 42-24 in that last game. So I think it's important to win the rebounding battle to win this game. And my last one is don't let Madison get going. He's a guy that catch and shoot, knock down shots. I think you got to get Larson on him early and come back and throw a little KJ Lewis on him.
Madison got 5 threes in the game to finish with 17 points. Wildcats actually lost the battle of the boards in this one by 4.
They were down by like 16 or 17 at one point.
Yeah, 57-53. But again, I think they got key rebounds when they needed them in this ball game, especially at the offensive end.
And they gave up 21 offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
But I don't really. What was the second chance points for?
17.
They had 17.
Both had 17. Yeah.
Yeah. So
not bad.
Yeah. I mean, with 21 attempts, with 21 opportunities, that's a chance for about 40 points right there. So only getting 17 was actually good defense.
All right, that's what we thought needed to happen for Arizona to win in Salt Lake City.
Wildcats fans, that's a look at your keys to the game. They're brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We have the Arizona Wildcats covered on game day like no one else. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
105-99, Arizona knocks off the Utah Utes. The 8th-ranked Wildcats remain in first place in the Pac-12 Conference. We'll have your scoreboard straight ahead. We'll hear from Tommy Lloyd, get his thoughts after the ball game, and a little bit more here on the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show, along with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden. I am David Kelly. You are listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Hit the community trails, explore local parks like Saguaro National and Colossal Cave, and mingle at private Diamond Community Park events. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rock & K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 11 different model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. Live rockandk.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is cooler here, and so pests are seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? University Termite and Pest Control has been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control for the past 50 years. You can too. University Termite and Pest Control. Find us online at bepestfree.com.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
What up, Tucson? This is Joseph Blair,
former Wildcat and assistant coach of the Washington Wizards. When I came to play basketball at the U of A in the 90s, the Tucson community became and has always remained a special part of my life. And this is why I proudly joined the Meridian Wealth Management Tucson Advisory Business Council. If you have financial questions or concerns, please be sure and call my friends Natalie or Ruben Fernandez at 719-1433 or visit online at Meridian Wealth LLC. And as always, bear down, Tucson.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
At Standard Restaurant Supply, their vision and number one goal is to improve the lives of their customers and clients by providing a better culinary experience. Standard Restaurant Supply, if it's in a restaurant and not food, they have it. Open to the public, no membership fees, and they offer bulk store pricing without the bulk store purchase. Open Monday through Saturday at 601 South Cherry Avenue or call 885-2345. Standard Restaurant Supply is a proud sponsor of the U of A Radio Sports broadcast.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 30 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees, bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including 5 in Tucson and Southern Arizona, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 1,800 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after any accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is the ultimate team when it comes to your home's comfort.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's February at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And to spark business, we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we'll include a Wi-Fi thermostat, 10-year parts and labor warranty, plus we have zero interest financing available.
Call or text 520-200-2422 or visit rightwayac.com.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Tied at 93. Caleb Love. Hook down to Larson. Inside to Ballo, who slams it home. Beautiful play.
Oumar Ballo, 10 points, 16 rebounds in this game. He was 5 of 9. Did not go to the free throw line at all. The Wildcats shot 32, but none of those were Oumar in this ball game. That's a good question. He had 3 blocked shots in the game today and 1 steal in 45 minutes. He had the highest plus minus tonight. Did Oumar Ballo, 14 in this ball game as the Wildcats win it 105-99 on the road in Salt Lake City. All right, final stages of this program here tonight. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You're looking up some statistics over there. It looks like Mr.
While you're doing
Efine.
that, Kelvin, I got a question. Mm-hmm. Did Lester play with Royce O'Neal?
Yes.
He got traded today to the Suns.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
a whole bunch of trades went down. I was trying to look to see if any Arizona Wildcats were involved, but I know Lester was at Baylor for a while, and Royce O'Neal played there about 8 years ago. So I was just wondering.
Yeah,
and I was going to tell you, I thought about it too. They were playing at Baylor 1-1-3 with defense. That's that Baylor's defense.
Yeah. Baylor style.
That was Baylor used to do especially when they had the smaller guards. When they had the 2 smaller guards, they protected the back with the 3 guys in the back, and they had the 1-1-3 with the guys hustling. Boy, you should have seen how those 2 got to hustle at the top right there.
Yeah.
Suns traded Keita Bates-Diop in that deal today. I think it was a 3-team deal by the Suns to make that acquisition. Bates Diop, out of the best player to ever come out of my high school.
Yeah.
In Normal, Illinois. So unfortunate he was only here for part of the season, mostly as a reserve, didn't get a whole lot of playing time, and especially lately with the return of Bradley Beal to the lineup, played a little bit more during the early portions of the season. All right, it is now on to Colorado after getting through this game tonight, 105-99. Let's take a look at the scoreboard tonight in the Pac-12.
The Pac-12 scoreboard is brought to you by Mesquite Valley Growers. Mesquite Valley Growers. Real growers, real experience, real nursery.
We'll start with the Buffaloes and the Sun Devils. Colorado led this game 12-0, 21-3, and they win it 82-70. So it ended up not being a major blowout, but they are now 13-0 at home, and it's their best home start since 1968-1969 for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know I'm clapping, don't you? We got a little competition. We got something for our guys to look forward to, trying to crush the party.
Fifth straight loss for Arizona State. They have now lost 7 of their last 8 games.
Wasn't it Larry Bird used to just go and ask the ball boys when he got in a new building what the arena scoring record was, just to keep it spicy for himself?
Keep it spicy for himself.
Yeah. Just looking for
That
stuff.
sounds like a Larry Bird thing to do.
Yeah.
Sounds very much like a Larry Bird
He'd
thing
ask the
to
home
do.
ball boys, or go look up what the scoring record is in this building.
The other games were the Washingtons versus the Oregons. Washington State stays hot. They go on the road. They beat Oregon State 64-58. It was Jalen Wells with 24 points and 7 rebounds for the Cougars. So the Cougars 17-6, 8-4
Crazy.
in Pac-12 conference play.
It's still crazy to me. They started 1-3.
1-3.
They started 1-3. They
Yeah.
lost their first 2 games on the road, of course, to the mountain schools. Then they beat Oregon State, and then they lost to Oregon. And ever since then, they are 7-1.
Oregon blows a 20-point advantage, but then holds on to beat Washington tonight, 85-80. Jermaine Kuznar, 27 points, 4 steals for the Ducks. And so Oregon is now 8-4 in conference play as well. So the Pac-12 size it up here, and it is the Arizona Wildcats on top. The Wildcats at 9-3, holding on to that 1-game advantage over the Oregon Ducks and the Washington State Cougars. And then coming in after that, it is the Colorado Buffaloes at 7-5, along with the UCLA Bruins, who won last night.
Bruins are 6-1 in their last 7 games. Their only loss in their last 7 is to Arizona.
There are 3 teams that have won 4 in a row. The Wildcats have won 4 in a row, the Cougars have won 4 in a row, and the Bruins have won 4 games in a row. The next set of teams, 3 teams at 6-6, California, Stanford, Utah, all 6-6. Arizona State is 5-7. They have now lost, as I mentioned, 5 games in a row. Huskies, Beavers, Huskies at 4-8. Beavers at 3-9, Trojans at 3-9.
Don't like Arizona State on a losing streak.
No.
Right? Because we got to play them.
They coming in
You know
here.
what I'm saying? Don't like it. Don't like it.
They coming in here. Buzzer beater last year.
Yeah, I love to see those
at
guys
McHale
when they're
Center.
winning. I love to see them when they're winning because, one, when we beat them, it counts for a little bit more. You get a little bit more game out of them. But when they losing like this, man, I've been a part of one of the games where those guys came in desperate.
There was only one other game in the top 25, and it involves a team that Arizona played and a team that beat the Wildcats. Florida Atlantic, now 20th ranked in the country, falls on the road in overtime at Alabama Birmingham tonight, 76-73. So Florida Atlantic loses for just the 5th time this season. They are 8-2 in the American Conference this season.
Was that Eddie House that got you guys?
Eddie. No. It wasn't Eddie. No, Eddie was a little after I had already left and went to basketball. I mean, with the football. No, it was who was those guys?
Mario Bennett.
Mario
Bennett, yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah.
In high school.
South Florida is leading that American Athletic Conference at 9-1. What has happened to Wichita State? They're not good anymore. They're 2-8 in conference play. They used to be at the top of that league. Memphis was supposed to be winning, but they're now 3 games out in the AAC. And Temple is in last place. Things not going very well in Philadelphia there for the Owls.
John Chaney,
right?
Disappointed somewhere.
Yeah, John Chaney left and hasn't been anything. Before we let Kelvin walk, let's touch on a couple of things on the football side today. For Arizona football, Bill Norton officially announced that he is returning to the defensive line. That's a big win for the Wildcats.
Man, that's a huge win, man. Because you need size on that defensive line, and it's a guy that has some veteran, and he's a little bit of a leader. Help get this program back right. So that's, to me, that's a huge get. I mean, probably the biggest one of the recruiting period, really, that's going to affect the team immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it was thought that he would probably come back. That was the belief all along. He did make it official today, and again, because they've lost some edge. Some of the edge guys,
right.
Potentially Isaiah Ward could come back still. We'll have to wait and see kind of what happens with that. But getting Big Bill Norton and that nastiness that he brings back on the front line of that defense is a good thing for Arizona. And Brent Brennan also announcing a new role for Chuck Cecil. He will still be with the coaching staff, not in an on-field role, but in an analyst role as kind of a defensive analyst helping out there, analyzing other teams' offense. It's some weird position, defensive analyst / offense, which I was like, but there's a lot of new positions we're seeing on these coaching staffs, and it's just going to be good to have Chuck remaining with the program. It's interesting from the standpoint that obviously when Jed came in, Jed was not from here, had no connections to here, so felt that it was important to bring back some of those guys that had connections, guys like Chuck Cecil and Ricky Hundley. Now you've got Brent, who has a little bit more. He brings the connection, so maybe, but again, not as important for him to have those alums in on-field roles, but you still want to have some of those guys involved with the program. We'll wait to see if there's anything going on with Ricky Hundley. I mean, from everything I've heard, Ricky Hundley is going to remain involved in the program. I don't know that has changed in the last few weeks. Maybe in a similar role to what Chuck is going to have as well. But always great to have those types of level of Hall of Famers, football Hall of Famers with this program still involved in some way.
Yeah, I think it's huge, and then one of the reasons is because the players get to see guys, not get to see where maybe they could be one day, in one of those positions or whatnot, and just get to look at some of the legends still around the campus or whatnot. So I just think that, to me, the biggest thing about that is the players. You as a player, one thing you always think about, what are you going to be later on and what it could look like. So you look at those guys' NFL careers and been coaching and everything, it gives you some optimism.
Yeah, and those two guys are up on the wall in the Davis Center, so it makes it better that they're around the program here. When those players walk in and they say, whoa, who are those two guys? Oh, you only have to walk down the hall to find out who those two guys are. Any final thoughts on this one, Kelvin?
Hey, I thought it was a great game for sure. Hated that they had to play so many minutes, but I love that they did as well because you don't get that type of practice. You just can't. And where you're going against another high-level Division I team at third place, you're trying to figure out how to go on a winning streak to win a tournament. So as many games you get like this where you guys have to learn how to dig deep and figure it out, it's only going to help you, as you go down the road.
Well, the good news is regardless of what happens in Boulder, they're still going to be in first place at the end of this trip, and that's the big thing, coming home for 3 straight games.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kelvin, we will talk to you on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Right down, guys.
All right, Kelvin Ifan, the captain there. Let's get our final break of the night. Come back here from the head coach and put a wrap on this one, 105-99. Arizona beats Utah. It's the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you by Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Lexus of Tucson, Nova Home Loans, Recon Auto Detail, Ride Now Power Sports Tucson, Tucson Police Department, Broadway in Tucson, Dave & Buster's Tucson, Dorado Rock, First Choice Pools, The Good Feet Store, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Ram Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community Design by Nature, University Termite and Pest Control.
Desperate buyers have created tremendous opportunity for sellers. If you've had the slightest thought of selling your home, it's time to call Sean Poston with the Poston Results Team at Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. Why choose the Poston Results Team? Past performance, more money in your pocket, over a 65% referral rate, an incredible Poston Results Team staff, and most important, communication, because you and your home matter. The Poston Results Team. When buying and selling really matter, go to TucsonHomeValues.com. That's TucsonHomeValues with an S.com.
What up, Tucson? This is Joseph Blair, former Wildcat and assistant coach of the Washington Wizards. When I came to play basketball at the U of A in the 90s, the Tucson community became and has always remained a special part of my life. And this is why I proudly joined the Meridian Wealth Management Tucson Advisory Business Council. If you have financial questions or concerns, please be sure and call my friends Natalie or Ruben Fernandez at 719-1433 or visit online at Meridian Wealth LLC. And as always, bear down, Tucson.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Are you ready to adopt? Come to the Humane Society of Southern Arizona. When you adopt from us, you will save more than one life. You'll also make room for the next pet in need. The Humane Society of Southern Arizona has been compassionately serving pets and the people who love them since 1944. Our knowledgeable adoption matchmakers will help you find the right pet for your home and support you after you adopt. We are open 7 days a week at our main campus at 635 West Roger Road. Learn more and see adoptable pets at hssaz.org.
Southern Arizona Radiology Associates have been dedicated to providing superior images and quality care for the last 35 years. They're the one you trust when you need an X-ray, CT scan, ultrasound, mammogram, or MRI. They have locations in Tucson, Green Valley, and Sierra Vista. Ask your doctor to refer you to Southern Arizona Radiology Associates today. That's Southern Arizona Radiology Associates. Visit their website at sararadiology.com or call 520-335-6849 for more information.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
You know it, your neighbors know it, and let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be, but thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was, and even better. Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials, the right service, the right product, the right price.
Experiencing the Sonoran Desert's natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockinK.com. Designed by nature, built for you. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet. The Meridian Wealth Management postgame show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
13 seconds left. Inbounds to Pella, and the Utes are not going to foul, and that's going to be it. The Wildcats, 3 overtimes to get it done. They start out the road trip. A huge win here at the Huntsman Center. Wildcats 105, Utes 99 the final.
Brian Jeffries, Reggie Geary with the call tonight in Salt Lake City. They'll be back on the call in Boulder on Saturday. Before we tell you all about what's coming up on Saturday, let's head back out to the Huntsman Center and hear from the head coach of the Arizona Wildcats, Tommy Lloyd.
All right, I don't know if you're ready, but just what was the I don't know, comment on the whole thing, but just especially in the third period where, it seemed like kept them scoreless for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we I think it was tough. Both games played a lot of minutes. There wasn't a lot of 7 going on, and luckily we some of those overtimes, especially when you hit the multiple overtimes, if you can get that 4-6 point lead, it makes a huge difference, and we were able to do that. I think Caleb hit a 3, and then maybe got fouled shooting a 3, right?
Yeah.
So then you kind of go up 6 points, and it's like, now you have something to work with and a little margin for error. And we were fortunate enough to do that, and thankfully Caleb got us that lead, and one of their guys didn't get them that lead.
Do you feel like the defense came back a little bit, or just both teams really?
I think so. I think the defense. We made 1 or 2 small adjustments in that third overtime, and we put JB in there, who was doing a good job defensively. We stopped switching one of their actions, and it seemed to help out a little bit. And the shot bounced off the rim, and those they were shooting some long shots and some short shots, and fortunately enough, they kind of bounced us on the rebound.
Caleb kind of struggled with his shot for most of the night. How big was it for him to see the ball going?
Well, the beautiful thing about Caleb is he's not scared, and he doesn't have to be perfect. And so I just kept telling him, I just telling him, hey, play good defense, and then stay aggressive on offense. It's going to come, and those are the games you got to hang with it. And I'm really proud of the way we started the game. You go up 16 on the road. That's really important because these games are hard to win. You're playing at a place where they haven't lost. I'm assuming they're going to make a run in the second half. So to have that buffer, to be able to absorb, their run, and their run kept coming. I would have liked we would take it back up to 10 or 12, but we didn't. So that lead in the first half allowed us to absorb how well they played in the second half and got it into overtime, and we were able to find a way.
What was the difference in that second half from your standpoint? Were they just executing better, or you feel like your defense?
They switched defenses a little bit. They hit a few transition threes. They hit like 3 threes in a row that were pretty, impressive shots. They switched defenses, played that little funky zone. They play a little bit. We got a little bit tentative, and they're playing at home, and we're playing on the road with with their fans, and it just gets a little bit tougher.
What can you say about Pell down the stretch? I mean, he did miss those 2 in the second overtime.
And he missed another one. But he was great. He kind of figured out how to attack that zone, so we were kind of able to get him in the right spot and get him in the middle of the floor. And Pell is a problem solver, and he's a winner. And we're lucky to have him. And I know this game's never easy for him because he's not one of those guys that left Utah, unhappy. He had a good experience here. So, I know coming back here, revenge in Pella's language probably isn't a strong word. So I think it's kind of an emotional game for him. So to see him play well and get us over the top was awesome.
There's so many plays to dissect here, but look at that. One of the second overtime, Caleb had it looked like about 35 feet or so. Did you guys think? Maybe
I could have called a timeout. I could have called a timeout there. I regret that now, but I trust Caleb with the ball in his hands. And when they're in the double bonus, I just told Caleb maybe you got to be a little bit more aggressive. There. But, playing against that zone's a little funky. So, I probably should have called a timeout and probably put our guys in a little bit better position. But I also know this. Caleb's fully capable of making that shot no matter how well he's playing because he's not scared. I mean, he made, I don't know how many threes he made tonight?
3.
3. 2 of them were in the overtimes, I'm pretty sure. So, that's ballsy.
What happened to Kylan? It looked bad at first, but
I haven't heard. But he told me he was fine to come back in. Obviously got hit in the shoulder or something, but
pinched nerve or something.
Bruce, I just told you I don't know. And I didn't stay at a Holiday Inn Express. I stayed at a Marriott, so I'm not a doctor. Okay.
I know, but you know how it is. Like people are predictably.
Well, you love injuries and reporting on them, and I don't know, and I'm being 100% honest with you. I just know they told me he was okay to play, so he played some.
The third road win in league play.
Yep.
With with how tight things are in the standings, how crucial is it?
I mean, it's
to get away
crucial. I mean,
here in
hey,
this place?
if you want to compete for a conference championship, you have to be able to compete and win some games on the road. And, I mean, obviously, we didn't get it done at Washington State. We didn't get it done at Oregon State. Stanford, obviously, we didn't get it done when we played there. But I think we're playing better basketball now. I think we're building. And I think all these experiences are accumulating. And listen, we're going into another place on Saturday that they haven't lost at home. They have really good players and a good coach. It's going to be tough. We just need to dig down and see if we can find a way.
All right, that's the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Tommy Lloyd, who, once again, is not a doctor, did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express.
You love your injuries. He said you love your injuries. You love writing about injuries.
Yeah, but I didn't know. I did not know. Bruce asked that question. The question I asked on Thursday, Bruce had actually asked it on Sunday, so I asked it to him again in Tuesday's press conference about why they were able to stay so healthy. And then, of course, tonight, you had two guys go down. So, of course, you kind of wanted to know, Pella went down early, as we mentioned, and then Kylan went down in the second half, but both were able to come back. So, again, whatever J-Rock's got going on there, he knows what he's doing. He's one of the best there is.
Tough guys on this team, right?
There is.
Keyshawn looked like he was in pretty good pain, but by the end of that
Sunday,
game, the last game, I mean, he had his hands, his shoulders all the way up with full motion. So, and he looked fine tonight. Kylan looked like he might not come back in, and clearly he did. So every team this time of year is going through some nagging injuries. That's just the game.
All right, final score 105-99. Any final thoughts from you on this one, J-Dub?
Just everything I've already said. I'm just really impressed with digging deep. And, what Brian said at the end there in the postgame about how, despite the fact that Arizona gave up 9 consecutive threes to Utah in the second half, Utah never got more than a 3-point lead in this entire game. And that's super impressive on the road. I've been in that building. When those fans are going crazy. It's loud. The way it's designed, it's round and it bounces echoes. And so can be a very intimidating place to play. But clearly with the 4 seniors leading the way, Arizona never buckled. They there was a time there in the second half, DK, where I thought it could go from a 3-point lead for Utah to a 7-point lead for Utah, but it just never did. And mostly I'm impressed with all the guys, but DK, Pella Larson, man.
Yeah.
Every single game I see that guy play, I'm more and more impressed. Just such a great all-around game. And those 8 big assists by getting into that 1-1-3 zone or whatever that was, 2-3 matchup. I'm still watching up here in the replay, and it's morphs into a couple of different. It reminds me of that Tarkanian amoeba-style defense where it wasn't really a set, 2-3 or 1-3-1 or whatever. They would just change it up based on where the personnel was on the court at any time. Really impressed with Pella's ability to get in the lane. I think that was a huge reason why Arizona pulled this game out.
All right. Actually, you brought up Pella Larson, and Pella spoke to the Pac-12 network after the game. I'm going to go ahead and fire that from this side, and let's hear from Pella Larson real quick here and what he had to say after.
You got anything left to even talk to us? How tired are you right now?
Nah, we're good. We're good. Ain't nothing to it. I mean, we run a lot in our offense in practice, so this was just like a practice for us.
Could you have gone 4 overtimes?
Hey, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
What did it just feel like in those overtimes? I remember playing overtime games where you almost they all almost run together, all the big plays, constantly having to put up a play at the buzzer or defend one.
Yeah, I mean, you're tense the whole time, and you just got to trust your teammates, trust your fundamentals, just not turn the ball over. That's the biggest thing, I think. And I mean, guys made plays. Caleb made huge plays. Omar was fantastic. Key, Kyle, and everyone.
Well, congratulations. A great effort and a terrific win. I know it meant a lot for you coming back here to win it like you did. Career high 27. Enjoy it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that was Pella Larson, and I think he hit it on the head. Don't turn the ball over, and the Wildcats did not do that in this ball game. 5 periods of basketball, so that's 55 minutes, and they only turned it over 8 times in the ball game.
Crazy.
Pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
All right. We will be back on the basketball side Saturday, and our coverage will begin at 4 o'clock in the afternoon with the Meridian Wealth Management Countdown to Tip-Off show. We'll have you from 4 to 7. Tip-off for the game at Boulder is a little bit after 8 o'clock Tucson time. Reggie Geary and Brian Jeffries will be on the call. Thanks to all the folks who participated in these broadcasts tonight. We had AJ Camacho on the AM side, Dusty Dale on the FM side, JW Madden and Kelvin Ifan in the analyst chairs tonight. And my name is David Kelly. Once again, your final score in front of a sold-out crowd at the Huntsman Center, 10,944 in triple overtime behind a 27-point performance by Pella Larson, 19 from Caleb Love and 10 rebounds, and 17 from Keyshawn Johnson. The number 8 Arizona Wildcats beat the Utah Utes 105-99. We'll talk to you again on Saturday. Be wild about the Cats. Be always wild about the Cats. Bear down, Arizona. Have a great night, everybody.
Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. Wild about the Cats.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290. Thank you for listening to this special presentation from Wildcats Radio 1290. We now return you to our regularly scheduled program already in progress. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
You can make a very sensitive point with humor. But the point is subliminal. The message is clear. At least it is to me. I know exactly what you're talking about when you know, it's jokingly, but you mean it.
Well, guys like us, Rich, thanks for the call. Guys like us got to stay together. Hilarious, funny, quick-witted guys like us. One of those such guys is Marco Belletti.
Sports Flash.
Now, Bar, for the second time in his career, Lamar Jackson, your NFL MVP, became just the 11th player to win the award multiple times. C.J. Stroud, your Offensive Rookie of the Year. His teammate Will Anderson Jr., Defensive Rookie. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player. Kevin Stefanski, Coach. Christian McCaffrey, Offensive Player. Joe Flacco, Comeback. And Cam Hayward is your Walter Payton Man of the Year. NFL Hall of Fame class also announced. You got Dwight Freeney, Andre Johnson, Patrick Willis, Devin Hester, and Julius Peppers. 49ers and Chiefs getting set for Sunday. Kyle Shanahan looking to avenge a loss to these same Chiefs in the Super Bowl a few years ago. Now he's got Brock Purdy under center, who spoke about Shanahan's offensive system.
It's like learning another language. You know, you got to study it 24/7. You always got to be in the